everybody. It's Karen Wickstrom, Director with Lemongrass Spa, coming to you today with tip number 4 in our host coaching series. Wow, we are learning a lot. The number 1 key to a great show is host coaching. Get great at it. Here's what we've talked about so far. Number 1, our host needs to be our BFF, our best friend forever. She is our contact. She is our best customer. She is our best referral person. She's going to be on our team one day. We want to be BFFs with our host, okay? Number 2 was to make those at least 3 connections with your host 24 hours after she books her show, going through that host packet. Midway between that call and the show, about a week and a half before, we want to make another connection, and certainly the night before, actually make 4 connections, because I make another one 3 nights before to remind her to contact her guests with a reminder. So at least 3 connections, okay? Remember, some of them have to be face-to-face or on the phone. And then number 3 is teach her how to do outside orders. Make a big deal out of outside orders, okay? Teach her what to say when people say they can't make it to their show. Show her how to take outside orders through a catalog or how to refer people online, okay? Number 4 is where we're at today. We have 7. Number 4, I'm going to replace this with the host packet. Super important. What goes into a host packet? So Gail Bates, I'm telling you, this is this woman's info, and it's what I've done for 24 years with direct sales, and she is right on the ball. We need to have host packets ready and on hand. And Gail Bates recommends having 10. Have 10 right here, all ready to go. So when you have a show, you can just grab 4 host packets, plop them in your bag, and you are ready to go. So I'm going to show you one of my host packets. I put mine in these pretty little sleeves. It's a little doorknob bag from mygirlfriendshouse.com. But I recommend you guys, you could put a host packet in something that looks pretty. So when people are at checkout or when they're out on your hostess's coffee table, people are looking, they're like, oh my word, I want one of those. I mean, you could put a candy bar with this. You could tie a ribbon around it. You could have a gift bag and have a little couple samples in there. But you want to make your host packets look pretty, okay? My recruiting packets I also have here. They're in a black and white bag. But this is what I have in here. I have 4 catalogs, okay? I'm going to assume that my host needs 4 catalogs. In each catalog, I have a Lemongrass Spa order form that I made. It's very simple. We talked about this actually in the last call. Name, address, phone number, email. This is where they write what they want. And on the bottom, there's information about actually ordering online, but also texting me a picture of this. And then I call them back. I do have our Fresh, Clean, and Natural flyer. I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is something that's everywhere. Team Mission Possible Facebook page, also on the consultant community Facebook page. If you don't have this graphic, let me know. I'll get it to you. And then I have something that says, welcome to the world of Lemongrass Spa. This would be in our files section on our Team Mission Possible page. And it just talks about the different shows that I do. Sheer Minerals Makeovers, Fabulous Faces, Fantastic Feet, Hand Treatments, Essential Oils 101, because I want the outside order people to also know that we do great shows, lots of shows. And then I have a special of the month flyer, okay? So those 3 things are inside the catalog, already in there folded up. So my host does not have all these extra papers in her folder. We want, or in her packet, we want her packet to be simple and streamlined. Okay, make sure that your name and address and phone number is on here. I get my labels from Rotec.com, R-O-T-E-C-K, I think. There's an R-O-T-E-K and R-O-T-E-C-K. I think mine is C-K. And then in here, I have an information sheet. And this is one that I made up. It's in the files section of our Team Mission Possible page. And this just tells her, thank you for having our show. Here are some tips, you know. It talks about the benefits of having a show. We want to make sure our host knows exactly how she gets free products, and we want to aim her high. So during phone call number 1, you want to go through this host packet with your host. You want to say, okay, grab your host packet, pull out, okay, look at inside each catalog is an outside order form. There's a special sheet. Let's look at that. And there's a little bit of other information, a listing of the types of shows that we do. I tell her to encourage them to have their own show, especially being they couldn't make hers. And then I tell her, let's pull out this host flyer and I'm going to share, let's go through this. Assume that she's not going to read this because she's probably not, okay? And I'll read this with her. Okay, here's how we get free products. You know, at least 10% of your party sales go to it. So I will have her open up to right now page 21 in our catalog, and we'll look at the host program, and I aim her at 800. Okay, I aim her at 800. Do not aim your host at 300 or tell her the minimum party is 200. Do not do that. We're aiming our host at 800, okay? And then I share with her, for me, if you do a show of 1,000, I say, I have $1,000 hosts all the time. My $1,000 hosts, they love it because they get an extra free body icing or bronzing butter from me. They love it in addition to all the other free products they get. Plus, you get booking credits. You know, and you know what, Susie? If you get one booking before the show and it's on my calendar, so I've talked to that person, it's on my calendar, you get a free natural deodorant stick. Wow, that's so cool. Or a bar of soap free from me. And then I tell her things you're going to need for your show. If you do a facial show, you're going to need enough tables and chairs for each guest to sit at, and a crock pot. So I put my warm washcloths in there. Outside orders. I talk about outside orders just a little bit, and I say get $250 in outside orders before our show, before we even start, and you get a free trial size foot kit or a Glide-On healing element stick. So I go through this with my hosts. Otherwise, they have no idea what to do. They don't understand what their job is. And also assume they don't know how they get free products. They don't know how they get half-priced items. So you need to go through that with them. So far we have 4 catalogs. We have what I call the hostess information sheet. We have one special flyer, and I have a little post-it pointing to the host bonus of the month, and I'll make sure I go through this with her. And I have something that I made up called A Tale of Two Hostesses. And this is just a fun little poem that talks about the hostess who cleaned her house. It was perfect, it was awesome, and nobody showed up. And the hostess who spent her time on inviting and re-inviting her guests and how she had a great show. And the last thing I have in there, that's it, is something I made up, the top 10 reasons to join, or top reasons to join Lemongrass Spa. And again, this is thanks to Gail Bates that I compiled this. So she's my coach, a direct sales coach. And so I want my hosts, one in every 4 hosts is the industry standard will join your company. So I'm excited for, I'm going to consider each host as a potential recruit lead. So that's what I put in my host packet. Now, if you give her a host packet that has, and you don't go over it with her, it will mean nothing. You've wasted your time because she will not read it. So we need to coach our host with our host packet and do this on call number 1, okay? That's my number 4 tip for today for host coaching is that host packet. Oh, make sure you have a pile of them made, 10 made and ready to go and take with you. So they're ready to go, ready to do, take off and go to your show. So, all right, you guys, God bless. Have a great day.